Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
KUAM News breaking the story of the Lou and Josh transition inauguration account, basically a $666,000 glorified slush fund made up of private donations from businesses and individuals. A review of the documents we FOIA'd show payments made to prominent Lou and Josh supporters like Johnny Cool, Autospot, and even the Maga Haga getting a check for $4,000. Now, according to Guam law, the Transition Committee is supposed to submit a copy of this fund's donations and expenses to the legislature no later than 30 days from the swearing-in date of the new administration on January 7th. Fast forward 3 months after Lou and Josh were sworn in, no transition fund report submitted to senators. Some senators saying they didn't even know the fund existed, especially since Lou and Josh transition officials neglected to mention it during their report to the legislature on February 21st.
I only learned about it through the news, and when they reported to us, they didn't include any financial documents, so I would like to take a look at that. I don't think we received that at the legislature.
The fund, according to Adelup officials, used to buy new carpets, furniture, and conduct renovations to Government House in Adelup. A laundry list of donations accepted and purchases made after the $417,000 bill for the inauguration was paid. Lou and Josh kept taking donations and spending them. After inauguration, the committee spent $250,000 on catering, computers, and a $20,000 check cut to the Bank of Guam. But none of this information made it to the legislature.
There's a specific requirement in the law that the financials should be part of it.
Meanwhile, Speaker Tina Muñoz Barnes tells us that the transition hearing on February 21st was recessed and that the Trans Committee still has an opportunity to submit the report to senators, even if, as it stands now, not turning in the report violates Guam law.
The law says they're supposed to turn it in with the transition report.
I understand that because we did the first component of the presentation, there was still several items that were not completed, and that we have to have a second hearing to complete the Transition Committee report.
But Speaker Barnes seemed to shrug off the fact the fund report was not submitted, basically saying, go ask Adelup.
As far as the transition funds, I would leave that up and yield up to the administration to share why the report hasn't been provided to the legislature.
Should the people be confident that the Democrat supermajority is going to hold the Democrat administration accountable in areas like this?
Most definitely.
Meanwhile, Adelup Comms Director Leon Guerrero says of the $666,000 raised by the Transition Committee, only $700 remains. That money will be deposited in the general fund. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.